Over the past year, I have studied and researched the topic of homelessness. My first project focused on homelessness in Chicago because I wanted to start with a small scope of a big city. Then I moved on to focusing on the various demographics of homelessness, like homelessness military and war veterans. Then I moved on to the demographic of homelessness amongst children and young families. Next, I focused on homelessness in America. Lastly, I studied the causes of homelessness. First, I want to focus on the research and information I found regarding homelessness in Chicago. For my first project, I looked at homelessness in Chicago. To get a better understanding on the city's current position, I analyzed the article Bold Plan for Chicago Ending Homelessness. According to the article, in 2013, 91,000 people were considered to be homeless. The city's goal was to lower that number by 1,000 or so people every year, with their plan of opening more shelters and soup kitchens courtesy of Catholic charities. In 2015, statistics show that they now have close to 100,000 people considered to be homeless, showing that their plan is not succeeding. After finding this information, I concluded if Chicago's failure is any indication on the attempts of America to end homelessness, we will have to do a lot more than just open up soup kitchens and shelters. But before I move on to my next project, I want to focus on one man's hardships that he must endure every day.
My name is Ronald Davis. I've been on the street for about a year and a half now. Well, I come from the suburbs. Life, which is rough. And I done slept in Lower Wacker. I done slept on the bridges. I done slept in little cardboard boxes and stuff, just surviving, especially in the wintertime is the hardest time. And I go to fill out applications for a job and stuff. They look at me, I'm not looking presentable, and then we'll call you, leave a number. But how can I leave a number when I don't have a phone? So it's just a struggle out there, I just, from day to day, people, I come out here and panhandle with my cup. Right here at the Metro train station, people come off, bringing me sandwiches and stuff like this here. And I start out in my morning about 6 o'clock. Sometimes I don't even have enough to go to the flop house. Sometimes the flop house is a cheap place and they number $16 for 24 hours right over there on Clark and Van Buren. And a lot of times I don't have enough money for that, so I had to end up sleeping in the park or on one of these benches downtown or something like this. And then the security guards come and run you off about 5 or 6 in the morning. So by 6 o'clock I started panhandling and trying to survive. And like I said before, some days I don't even have enough to get a room, so I just sleep on the street. But I depend on the people that's coming off the train because most of them I give them respect. Most of them like me. They come out and give me clothes and food and stuff like this here so I can survive. Give me a few bucks and everything, and I add it up at the end of the day and get me a little room for the night. And whenever I'm not fortunate enough to get the room, I just sleep in the street wherever I can. It's really humiliating to be shaking a cup 24 hours a day and people just look at you like you some kind of little bum, you know what I'm saying? I have had people to walk past me and say, "Get a job, bum." And I said, "Wait a minute, I'm not a bum, I'm a human being." And it's hard. But after the end of the day, when people go home and everybody get on the metro train, and then I just feel so bad that I can't be going home. I'm sorry. But it's really emotional because I'm really trying to get myself together and get off this tree. I don't care what it's doing. If I can get a job and through this humility, you just lose all your humility when you're shaking a cup begging. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can look at a person and tell if they give you respect or not. You know what I mean? A lot of people look at you like you're just a piece of crumb. You know, I had one guy walk past me and talked about me so bad, and then I just looked at him. I said, "God bless you, sir." He walked past and went down the street, come right back. And he said, "You know what, man? I had a bad day." He said, "I'm sorry for even calling you that." He said, "Because I know you're a human being." He said, "Would you accept my apology?" I said, "Apology accepted." He went in his pocket and gave me $30 and said, "Go get you a room and get you something to eat." You know what I mean? I mean, no matter what people think about me, I know I'm a human first. And just because I'm down on my luck, don't give nobody no excuse to call me no bomb, because I'm not.
For my next project, I studied homelessness amongst veterans. For my project on homeless veterans, I analyzed the article Why Wounded Warriors Sleep in Dumpsters. It discussed the hardships that veterans must endure with the mental trauma and disabilities when they return home. The author did an excellent job being informative, and he involved many statistics in his article, including facts like 17% of the American homeless population are veterans. The author mentioned a program called the Wounded Warrior Project, which is an excellent way to get involved in helping homeless veterans. This project raises money for veterans returning from battle with physical or mental disabilities. It assists them by giving them a temporary job in a house while they look for a permanent job in house. Statistics-wise, the Wounded Warrior Project has given 364 warriors jobs with a steady income, and 100,000 warriors have been helped return home in the condition they left home in. And although studying homeless veterans was a key step and demographic to focus on in my current events process, I wanted to take a look at a demographic that affected more people than the previous two projects. A demographic that would be a fitting transition between homeless veterans and homelessness across America. For my next project, I focused on homelessness amongst children. For my project on homeless children in the U.S., I analyzed the article, Homeless Children at Record High in U.S. Can Trend Be Reversed? The article stated that there are 1.6 million homeless children in the U.S. In other words, 1 out of 45 children is experiencing homelessness. The author included that children that suffer from homelessness have increased chances of experiencing malnutrition, lack of education, high risk of disease, and emotional health issues. My article stated that the states with the most homeless children were South and Southwestern states, and that North and Northeastern states had the least amount, which follows the trend of this map regarding homelessness in the U.S. Other related issues with homeless children involve social pressures from their surroundings. Social pressures may include substance abuse and or domestic violence. These children's only influences are the people around them, who are also often homeless. Ways to help and to get involved include donating to various organizations, like the Stand Up for Kids project, which raises money and awareness for these kids so that they can find homes. Another way of getting involved is volunteering. Catholic Charities provides service opportunities every day for those looking to give back. The next project I did was on homelessness in America. To gain a better understanding on homelessness in America, I conducted my analysis on an article called Hunger and Homelessness in America. The author stated that the overall rate of homelessness was on the rise. The author provided statistics which allowed me to develop a deeper understanding of the nation's current situation. For example, the article stated that 25% of homeless Americans are 18 years or younger. This cleared up the misconception and stereotype that almost all homeless people are middle-aged men. The article firmly stated that 3.5 million people suffer homelessness in America every year. However, upon further research, I found that in the past 2 years, homelessness rates have decreased by 150,000 people, while my article said that the rates had risen by 13% in this time period. I started to question the legitimacy of my article because my research clearly refutes it. However, I found a page of statistics shortly after which clearly supported my initial article, stating that the rates of homelessness have indeed risen. In my opinion, the reason homelessness is still a problem is because people don't know where or how to help. Some ways to get involved that I recommend include the Wounded Warrior Project or an organization in Baltimore called Our Daily Bread. This is a soup kitchen sponsored by Catholic Charities, which provides locals with a meal every day of the year. I have personally volunteered through this service several times, and the impact the service has on the customers is massive. It saves lives. In conclusion, when you put all of the regions in the U.S. and all of the demographics or variations of homelessness in America together, it is such a large problem that you could argue could never be completely solved. However, if everyone were to donate, volunteer, or raise awareness in any small way they can, I can guarantee you that homelessness could one day come to an end. The last project I did focused on the causes of homelessness, which was the key in proving the accuracy of my previous articles, which had spoken briefly on the topic. My article stated that the main reasons for chronic homelessness were eroding work opportunities, which means many businesses are not looking for employees to hire, decline in public assistance, a lack of affordable housing, and other factors like the lack of affordable health care or domestic violence, mental illness, and addiction disorders. And although there are probably many more you could name, these are the leading and most common factors because they occur every single day. A lot of these factors are caused by the current recession the economy is currently coming out of. Factors like eroding work opportunities and lack of affordable health care are due to the current economic state. In contrary, some of these factors are personally influenced, like domestic violence is influenced by dysfunctional relationships, and addiction disorders are due to personal addictions to drugs, alcohol, or other various substances. This is a pie chart regarding the causes of chronic homelessness in the U.S. Percentage-wise, homelessness is caused 17% is by job loss, 14% is by substance abuse, 15% is due to lack of affordable housing, 10% is due to low income, 8% is due to mental health, 7% is due to poor medical conditions, 3% is due to release from institution, 12% is due to unemployment, 3% is due to loss of public assistance, and 11% is due to other various factors. Over the course of the 5 projects, I have been informed of the severity of homelessness, and although myself and everyone knows it is an issue, I was given the rare opportunity to learn about demographics and which areas have the highest homelessness rates. Lastly, I said it before, there is little to no chance of completely ending homelessness, but every time someone helps out, we make a leap of progress.